Yo, what it do? What it do? What it do? How you doing? This is Jay Hadwin, brand ambassador of my brother spot. Let's sharpen this up right here. All right. How you doing, family? How are you doing? Another night. It's Tuesday night. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm on my laptop tonight, and yeah, hope that this is better. All right. Yeah. Can you hear me out there? Let me know if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I may have to switch this back on to my uh may have to switch this. Uh-oh. Oh, thank God. May have to switch this back on to my whatchamacallit, to my cell phone. Can you hear me out there? Can you hear me? Let's see. Whoever's out there, can you hear me? Give a heart, give a happy face. Let me know. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. It's the first time I did this on my laptop. Okay. Show your support. Hello, can you guys hear me out there? I'm Jay Hadwin, brand ambassador of my brother's spot. Let me know if you can hear me by giving like a happy face, a heart, anything. This is the first time I'm on my laptop. Let me know. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Let me see. Oh, that's hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, let me. Ooh. Hello, hello. Can you hear me out there? If you can hear me, if hello, hello. Can you hear me out there? This doesn't look like it's even going. Okay. Okay. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? I don't think no one can hear me. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. This isn't. Hello, can you hear me? Loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Jay Hadwin, brand ambassador of my brother spot, where we promote Black owned businesses. And tonight I'm going to talk about, the Black community. And I appreciate you. Thank you, Still Supreme. Appreciate you. Um, and I'm just going to give, and you can also, I'm just going to give my uh, basically perspective of how we can improve as a people. And I always say self-funding is the way. Okay, Dr. Umar basically didn't do it the right way, but we could do it the right way. Um, our people that specialize in finances we could set up a board. We could set up a board. It could be licensed. Everything could be organized. If it's any type of nepotism or anything, it's jail time, 10 years. We could set all that up. If we have 500,000 people, then that's putting in $10. including me and my brother's spot, that's 5 million, 5 million a month. We could open up a lot of black owned businesses. We could open up a lot of situations where our future youth can thrive, because AI is going to take over. And if we want to be ahead of the game, we're going to have to work together a lot better. If we don't work together, all these other ethnicities that are working together, they're just going to get ahead. And I mean, it's not their job to care about Black people. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not the government job. It's not anybody's job. It's our job. Like, for instance, these glasses right here are made by a brother. These are called Copper Scholars. You know, the issue, and he made these, the issue is funding. My brother's spot, the things we want to do, the issue is funding. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to go through banks. We don't want to get grants, because he or she who pays you controls you. We don't, I mean, it's very simple to get out of our situations. Brothers and sisters, do you know that the drug dealers and all that that's in our community, the YNs that's creating havoc, do you know if you have money, you could pay them to stay away and we have safe zones? We don't even think about that. And they will stay away. Do you know if yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a better angle. Do you know if we had money and allotted it the right way, if we wanted to have our kids, our future Black youth to have mommy and daddy, we could pay the mom and dad a certain amount of money to stay together. Shoot, they do that when, it's single parent homes. They give these women, a certain amount of money for Section 8 and child support. Why can't we have something that's positive and give the opportunity for children to have both of their parents? And if the parents are playing around, because we can afford agents, it's all kind of things we could do. They go around, and if y'all playing around and you guys not serious and your children aren't in physical activities like flag football or tackle football, basketball, not to make it in the pros, just to keep your kids active and healthy. You know what I'm saying? You're out of the program. You're not going to get your 900, 1,000 a month extra. You see what I'm saying? We could do a lot with money. It doesn't mean we have to be in love with money. We have to understand money is a tool. It's just a tool. And if you don't have money, you can't defend yourself. So this is where we have issues defending ourselves, even with politicians, because votes don't win, money wins. Money, when you put it in our caucus and you forward it, and that's normally what wins. Unfortunately, what I'm doing now and pushing a us agenda, it's not really popular, because we're the only people that just think that the human race is a kumbaya and love affair. It's not. We can love other ethnicities of people, but this is the thing. Every other ethnicity in America understand that the human race is teams. You got the 76ers, which are white people. You got the Boston Celtics, which are, Boston Celtics white people. The, Minnesota Timberwolves is Asian. The black people, the New Orleans, New Orleans Pelicans. You got your team. So when you're on a team, you don't hate the other team, but why would you help them score? And that's what we do as Black people. We go in these other communities, we buy up their products, and we make them rich and wealthy. That doesn't mean we have to hate. I mean, I remember Gucci or Louis Vuitton said they didn't, or Tommy Hilfiger said they didn't even want Black people wearing their their clothing line. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows how, and we're still wearing it. Not Tommy Hilfiger, but Gucci, Versace, all this stuff. It's sickening how our mentality is. So what we have to do is learn how to recycle our dollars. We have to. If we don't start doing this, it's always going to be East Indians at the gas station. It's always going to be beauty supply stores that are Asians. And that's always going to happen, and it's not their fault. It is not their fault. They're taking advantage of the opportunities that we're not taking advantage of. You know what I'm saying? So what we have to do, I mean, just 500,000 of us, family, 500,000, $10 a month. Yo, that is, and I'm not even trying to have it to where it's my money and I can run off like Dr. Umar. I'm not doing that. I want my brother spot to have a situation where they could put their business model and their ideas to where the board can be like, you know what, let's allot this amount of money to them. This is a great plan. See, 5 million a month, that doesn't mean give that business the whole 5 million. It's just like, here's a start. Let's see what you do. Oh, you're doing better. Let's give you a little bit more. Wow, you have 12 Black employees. Let's give you more. Oh, wow, you're giving back to HBCUs for tax write-offs, but it's still helping, the HBCUs. Here's some more money. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Let's do it like how Koreans do it in LA. We buy all the apartments and all this, and it's board, with this money. We buy it all out, these income properties, and then next thing you know, that's funding our caucus. That's our bank. I study other cultures to understand this. That's our money, because when people live in those spaces and you halfway taking care of those apartments, that's pure money coming through. Plus, by then we will have where we have a caucus and people have annual fees to reap the benefits. Like, let's just say the annual is like 150 and we have 30,000 members. Come on, you do the math. This is how you build strong caucus figures in spaces that you could actually politically get benefits. You know what I'm saying? If you ever research Canada, like the mayors and all that, or whatever they call, I think they call them mayors. Yo, they're like Asians and East Indians. Like, the white people don't even know, and you wonder why all these immigrants go up there and they're getting opportunities that they didn't get in parts of Asia and parts of India. You know, and these people, they work together. And this is what we just don't do well. We don't work together, and then all the things that we do well, we don't even own them. So we have to start owning stuff. You know what I'm saying? They killed Martin Luther King when you start talking about money and what happened with diversity. It wasn't the fact that Martin Luther King, was like, oh man, I hate diversity. I don't like the fact that we're amongst all United States, people in United States. What he saw was people wasn't buying in the Black communities as much. So the money went out, and he said, I think I, led my people in a burning building. This is what happened. Then he found out that Black people are indigenous to America. And then they were like, oh my God, we can't have that. We can't have them thinking that they're, not from Africa. And they shot him. They shot him. And on the reels, no matter how you feel about things, we have to start looking at things like, is this the truth or is it a lie? Because I'm gonna be straight up. Okay, we're majority of us are from America. Black people were in America before any Asians. Latinos are mulattoes, just like Middle Easterns are mulattoes. You know what I'm saying? That's why they look alike. You know what I'm saying? It's Asian, white, and Black mix. You know what I'm saying? That makes that look. You know what I'm saying? And they push, that's just what Europeans did well. They do a light to dark thing, and they push the dark people out that were there before. And then those dark people just breed amongst themselves. And then you have more and more pale people or fair-skinned people just multiplying. And they're bringing more immigrants, especially when the boats and ships got better, more immigrants. and that's how they outnumber us. In America, what happened, how they start outnumbering us is because they started putting drugs in our communities. That hindered our numbers. They started, with the rap instead of hip hop, and then the gang banging start killing each other. We have a lot of deaths, with that. So even though we're pretty deep, is that we never keep growing, you know. And just personally, we don't have to be as deep as I think we should be, because Jewish people are not deep, but they rule the world. They damn near rule the world. The Chinese and Jewish people rule the world. Jewish people own YouTube, like what I'm speaking on now. If they wanted to cut me off, they could cut me off, and they can, because this is their mechanism. This is their this is what they built. Facebook, Instagram, this is what they built. It's theirs. So you can't really argue when they do you a certain way. But if we own our own stuff, and it'll be raggedy at first, but it'll get better. And we're patient, we'll fare way better. And that doesn't mean get off their platforms and be like talk mess to them and be mean to other ethnicity. We just have to start believing in ourselves so we can at least have more leverage. We don't really have a lot of leverage because we depend on them and we feel safe. But I'm gonna tell you, my people, this video is gonna age well if they don't cut my channel off. But it's gonna age well. And let me tell you why, because AI is really going to make a lot of people poor. America's, y'all haven't seen nothing yet, because I really didn't know it was gonna be like this. But my team, the tech team, is just revealing how fast AI is basically improving, especially because really what AI was going to disrupt for the 10 years, what they were going to stuff that white collar just desk jobs and all that. But now what's happened with AI is that the AI is connecting with robotics, and so the AI go into the robotics, and the AI can mimic muscle memory and muscle uh how our muscles move, our fingers and all that. They can mimic that. And so once the robots could and the AI come together, then I mean, who's going to be working the fields where the Latinos working? Who's going to be working these hard jobs that the Latinos do? Why you think ICE is here? Trump just not putting them out the country because he's just like, let's just take them out. Is because first of all, that lowers the population in America, and that makes things cheaper. And I could be wrong. And then also what it does is, what I'm saying, it makes things cheaper where you don't have to pay them even the low wages that they do get. You're just paying for robots. And that's it. You're not paying a monthly. They don't have health care, nothing like that. They could be in the fields with pesticides, all that picking stuff is over. So they're not needed. And that's why this is happening. In Los Angeles, if you check, the rents have went down because of ICE, what they're doing. Do I like what ICE is doing, the way they're doing it and how they're saying, no, I don't like it. But the way us as Black people got to look at things is like, okay, what's the cause and effect here? Okay, the cause and effect is that it's making things cheaper, rent cheaper in LA. You know what I'm saying? It's this is the reason why ICE is doing what they're doing, even with Black people that aren't from so-called country. And really, all Black people in the Americas is from the Americas, like Jamaicans, Haitians. Yo, man, that's where the slave trade took place. It was going up and down the Mississippi, you know, putting other Black people. Now, was it Africans that came here that they got from, Africa? Yes, but it was very mild because I was in the Navy. Just think about it. And I was on the destroyer. Do you know ships don't even go across the Atlantic, and they got engines now? Very few. Look at how the ships are mostly that go up and across and all that are submarines because they're going under. The Atlantic Ocean is so shallow. It's the roughest ocean on the planet. The roughest sea is the North Sea. But the roughest ocean on the planet, the Atlantic got hurricanes, all that. Come on, man. Wooden boats. Come on, y'all. Like they took so many black people out of Mexico, Central America, and put them up, in the north, and then took the north black people, a lot of the women and children, and they put them down south, or they put them on plantations on the islands, and then said we took you from Africa. People didn't know that they were just traveling in the Americas. How would they know? But they could lie to them and say, hey, we took you from Africa. Real talk. This is some real game. I mean, if you don't believe me and you want to see a real Indian, look at Pocahontas' father on TikTok, and you'll see a real Indian. I mean, the man looks like he's straight from Africa. I'll say it again. Pocahontas' father looked like he's straight from Africa. And they built a statue of him because he saved the pilgrim's life in Virginia. They were moving us all over the place and telling us, especially kids, children, that they will abduct. They were good at that. And then they'll tell them, hey, we took you from Africa. And that's why these slaves, when you hear them on their narratives, they'll say, yeah, I'm from Africa. Then why aren't Africans saying they had missing children and family members and all this? They never say that because they would remember. But in Americas, they always say, like, yeah, I was on the plantation with such and such, and they, my cousin got took. Yo, it's some horrific lying. And the upper echelon of people, not the upper echelon, but the 70, well over 75%, a high 75% of us are from here, where we've always been here. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors messed up where other black people on other continents didn't mess up. We didn't believe in anybody owning land. So we just let people come on and be like, hey, don't get with us. If you get with us, we're going to bring it to you. And then it got to the point where it's more and more white people, and then white people got the gun. And once they got not that mullet thing, I'm talking about the rifle. Once they got that, they took over the world. They couldn't take over the world with these and with knives and all that. They weren't really fierce fighters. And we had arrows. We had bow and arrows. So that gun really changed, and cannons changed a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So the problem in our community, like I was saying, is our togetherness. We have to be more together as Black Americans. And once we get better at it and we don't care too much about the aesthetics, like my teeth, or the aesthetics as in how entertaining I am, and just look at truth, then once we look at that, we'll get ahead. Because it's fuck entertainment, fuck having a pastor delivery, that's right, fuck having some music behind me, people getting the Holy Ghost, and making you feel good, but then our communities don't change. Entertainment comes last. We're gonna have to learn how to get together, have boring fucking talks, you know what I'm saying? And build together, because it's about to get crazy to the point where we're not gonna have nothing. You think we don't have nothing now? In the near future, if we don't start putting our money together and figure out some type of way to work together, and stop disrespecting, and being mean to other ethnicities. We don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? All we have to do is make sure that we're buying up a lot of stuff in our communities. We have to make sure with the money that we'll get, we have to make sure also that we are making, like peaceful zones where we pay off those drug dealers. Hey, can you stay out of here? Here's 200,000 a year. Don't ever come in here. Keep your drug addicts over here by the freeway, this, that, because we're not going to be able to stop that because America makes money off those drugs. We don't bring them here. And then after that, they could hire, cops and all that and pay for their payroll. And then after that, they seize the same drugs that they brought over here. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of deep. You know what I'm saying? And they say it's a war on drugs, but it actually helps destroy black people. But now it's kind of jacking up, well, not kind of, it's jacked up white people too. It didn't really work the way they thought it would work. So we have an epidemic in America, but they also figured out a way to make money off that, especially Mayor Garcetti or the governor Marcetti now. He makes a lot of money off of taking uh, the government money, making housing for the homeless, and homeless people don't want to stay inside of homes or places where they can't get high. You know what I'm saying? They not going to come in where live in a place where they have curfews. A lot of those type of people, they're sprung on drugs. All they want is drugs. So, and they know that. So they get these big ass buildings, all that, and then they take the equity out of it, and put it in some type of trust. And they figure out a way to pay themselves. That's the big game. You know what I'm saying? That's a big game. And, it's unfortunate we don't really have time to peep it out because all of us are just trying to survive and we only have so much time. And we really be trusting the politicians. Politicians, to me in America, I could be wrong, are they are, you know, is to get politicians' job isn't to really help us. Their job is to get reelected and paid. And they're owned by wealthy families and corporations. That's what the game is sold up. This is why we, like, Asians, do it the right way. I mean, they self-fund. East Indians do it the right way. They self-fund, and then as in their local areas, what they do, they vote on their mayors. Mayors are presidents of that county or community. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it's ran. Mayors are that. So they don't care what's happening in the United States. They just care about their community and they have that mayor. They get them in and then they get what they want. Why can't we do that? And if we do it, we be cheating, we be having nepotism. Don't be doing that shit. Whoever is our strongest people, they need to be allotted money and they need to be able to have it to where they hire our best in our community. So we don't have to go on the outside and get these jobs because they're going to be the first to lay off. Look at all these queens getting laid off. He or she who pays you control you. And they still owe on degrees, masters, and all that. It's jacked up. The Ponzi scheme is like, it's up now, man. If I had kids in my old age, let's say if I had kids now, they're not going to college. They're not getting in debt. They're going to learn how to prompt AI or whatever in the future that is going to create jobs with AI. And on top of that, daddy going to teach you how to be a business owner because that's the strongest way. Because let me let you know, my brother's spot um, is a black owned tech company and we promote black owned business, but we do more. We create customized websites for our clients and subscription platforms. So with customized websites, you know what I'm saying? If you have products and services, AI will never harm you because you're the boss. Will it take time to get ahead and people see your brand and us, search engine optimize your website to be seen more with keywords? Yes. It's going to take a while, and that's invested in you. But once you get your 2,000, 3,000, even 500 people buying from you every month, they're coming every month or 2 times a month because they love your products or they love your services, that's a lifestyle that will help you pay your bills. And then you could create another one and no one has to know. These are faceless websites that like is rival on the other. Now you're doubling your money. AI can't compete with that because people are going to start buying stuff in the future. The few people that's going to have money, you don't need many people. The few people that's going to have the money that want to, they're going to want to give to humans. They're not going to want to give to, websites that, are dominating like Amazon and all that. These people are going to want to give back to small small businesses. Small businesses isn't brick and mortar anymore. If you're in a brick and mortar, you're going to lose in a couple because it costs too much. It doesn't cost a lot to get a server and or two servers and you're just online and then you're faceless and no one gets to judge you. You could be Middle Eastern, you could be black, you could be Asian, you know what I'm saying? You could be someone like Trump that, pretty much a lot of people think is an asshole. And you have a faceless website, no one knows they're buying from that type of a person. You know what I'm saying? It's power in that. And this is what we're trying to bring to our people in the future. For all my brothers and sisters, say you have a business. If you don't have a Google Business Council, if you don't have an LLC, if you do not have a true business email like ours, info@mybrotherspot.com, you're not really a real business. Especially if you have an Instagram page, like a website. We have a lot of our people on websites. You you're you're not going to win. You're not going to win because what's the difference between Instagram and Facebook and search engines? Let me tell you, a search engine, Google, Bing, ChatGPT, search. So when people are searching for something, are they ready to spend money than going on Instagram and getting entertained? Oh wow, wow, he got a restaurant. That's cool. I never go there. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Check this out. On ChatGPT, someone's in the city, a new city. Hey, ChatGPT, the nearest Jamaican restaurant, and then you're with my brother spot, and you're ranking first in that area of micro SEO that we do. You're gonna get more business. This is the new world. It's not the word of mouth bullshit. Like that's why you think all these restaurants having problems because it's saturated now. You know what I'm saying? And if it's saturated, you're definitely going to have a hell of an online presence to funnel people through. You don't even have to be the best restaurant. If you're seeing the most people are connected to convenience. If you think I'm lying, people are still out here eating McDonald's. Yo, McDonald's has nothing nutritious on their shit. It's literally kids out here that buy most of their food in the hood at gas stations. This is convenience is everything. You know what I'm saying? We're not hunter and gatherers anymore where we'll walk for miles just to eat. We will settle for less. And that's what they know that, we don't know. So, family, I'm Jay Hadwin, brand ambassador of my brother spot. I'm spreading the truth. And I noticed if I would have spread like a lot of bullshit and talking about celebrities, I would have had like probably about 30 thumbs up. I would have had some super chats, but we understand that majority of people in the world like junk food. And I'm not gonna give you junk food. I'm gonna tell you the reals. I'm not clowning. I don't think I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just this is how it is. And when the few times I put it's very interesting how the human mind is, especially with my beautiful people. When I put a celebrity up here, like I think it was not Jamie Foxx. I think it was fuck, I forget that comedian name, but I got over 30K views on that. Michael Epps. I got 30K views just by doing this on Sido. You know what I'm saying? He spreads some realness, but it ain't like we haven't heard that before. But it was Michael Epps saying it, and he was talking about flexing. I've heard many brothers and sisters say that we don't need to flex on each other. Why we flexing on each other? Why we showing off? But when he say it, because he's celebrity, it's a big deal. See, this is the thing. Celebrities, that's cool. We have a lot of celebrities that are very talented. But black people, stop making celebrities our leaders. Kanye West can be our leaders. He or she who pays you control you. Kanye West is controlled by Jewish people. He doesn't like it and he understands it, but he can't get out of it. He's in contracts. He didn't partner. My brother Spot ain't partnering with nobody. We're our own entity. You know what I'm saying? We need being an activist more active. You know what? I feel you, but this is the thing. Let me ask you a question. That's a good point, James. But okay, activists always get killed. Who's an activist for Japanese people? Who's an activist for Korean people or Chinese people? It's not going to be one because they understand they could be killed and it could kill the movement. But when you move in groups, that's universal law. You can't kill a group like that. Jesus Christ and paid taxes. You could kill him or whatever and nail him on the cross. But in a group that's well backed, like the FOI, the Fruit of Islam, and they're not inciting violence, but they will defend themselves. That's very hard to stop. And this is how black people need. We don't need no more Martin Luther Kings, Malcolm X, all that. Black people get jealous of each other. We need groups of people that are. I'm just putting out the idea. I ain't gonna run shit. I'm just a brand ambassador. Well, I thought being in the church was being a activist. I would never give church my money. I don't think Jesus Christ wants money. I don't think God wants money. I don't think Buddha wants money. I don't. That's basically that pastor trying to get paid, and they don't pay taxes. And I don't need a happy song, you know, and all that music. Because let's admit it, church is very entertaining. Church music is the best, like R&B black music around. I mean, and amazing. The singers they have in church, shit, beautiful. But the thing is, I haven't been to church in eons because I ain't got time to play around. Before I leave this planet, I want our people to basically, I want our people to win. I want to see a win a couple times. I just want us to win. And then I croak. You know what I'm saying? We just been done so wrong. We've been misled to think things that matter. It's junk food. It don't matter. It don't matter. Well, wouldn't it be smart to start a non? Why would I start a nonprofit? I mean, if you have a nonprofit, they have a lot of red tape, things you could do, things you can't do, mostly things you can't do. I mean, nonprofit is basically for profit, but that's people are donating money to you, because they're trying to not get taxed as much. But then if they donate money to you, they're gonna want you to do some He or she who pays you controls you. We ain't getting into that. But thank you. I appreciate it, Jay. I don't want no nonprofit. If you start a nonprofit program, you can avoid paying. Yeah, we gonna pay taxes, and there's ways to evade that. You know how many um, Asian businesses and white American businesses that are in America right now making so much money, and they evade taxes. They pay as low taxes as you, and I'm talking about big corporation, as you pay taxes, and I pay taxes. Yeah. Like if we had a business, we pay like 700, 800. At the most, they'll pay 10,000 for taxes because they know how to offshore it. You don't need no nonprofit. That's showing too much of your information. It's it's places you can have your money, in like Belize. You can have your money in a bank in Panama. You know what I'm saying? And you get citizenship if you're a business owner where you don't have like their taxes is like 8 to 10%. You know what I'm saying? 8 to 10%, but America is high. It's like 48%. They take a lot of your bread. No, it's all right, man. Hey, man, James, however you feel, I'm just here giving ideas, putting gems out here. If that's the way you want to do it, that's the way you should do it because this is how we get smarter. Like on the reels, I'm 53. I didn't messed up a lot. That's why I know what I know because I'm not afraid to mess up. I'm not the type, a lot of people that's like, I know this, I know that. They're not going to learn. You're going to stay dumb. But I've always been like, okay, this sounds like a good way of going about it. Certain things, and this don't take big chances most of the time when I was young. So it wasn't like a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Multi-level marketing, other things that I put my little money in it. I mean, what's losing like $150 investment? Now I know, okay, this type of thing, and I did it like 3 times. Oh, okay, I get it now. Okay, so I literally paid to go to business school. You know what I'm saying? Man, I appreciate you too. Why don't you give me a thumbs up, man, if you appreciate me? Actions speak louder than words. So this algorithm, no one is giving me a thumbs up. No one is giving me a root. No one is giving me, a super chat. It's beautiful females online on YouTube right now, not talking, not saying nothing nutritious, just showing their booberkers right here and getting super chats and getting rubies and getting all kind of thumbs up. And I thank you. I appreciate you. The first fucking one. This shit is crazy. How people are there just watch and suck all the nutrition out of you and not even give a fuck. I'm busting gems. I'm giving you guys gems. And you guys not even, hooking a brother up with some rubies because I'm putting my life force down. It's not okay, the money, okay, but it's not really about the money. It's showing me appreciation through currency. Currency is money, that's energy. You know what I'm saying? Currency. Currency, money is a tool. Money, when utilized right, you could build something. So I look at it like that. I could be wrong, but I don't know why a lot of people like junk food. I don't get the psychology. Why we like talking about celebrities and we fucking 30 to 50 years old. Why the fuck are we into them? When we have, especially people that have children, I have children. People got children, they should be concentrating on their fucking children. What are you looking at on your cell phone? What type of habits am I going to give you so you can survive? Let me tell you about property tax and how not to get your house taken when I die. Oh, all right, Junior, you want to stay at this house? Okay, you're 22 years old. Okay, I'm having a problem with my property tax now because the property tax went up because they built some shit in this neighborhood and made a property tax. So if you stay here, you could at least pay the difference of the property tax. This is what other cultures do, black people. And it's like we got to understand how to dance with this system. We got to understand who to give money to. I'm not talking about me because I messed up with Dr. Umar. Man, I gave that brother 300 and some dollars, almost $400 7 years ago, and that school still isn't built. And he's saying that it's finished. It's like that shit was my fault. I should have looked into his background. We still had the internet then. He's a family and something therapist, and he's not even with his baby mom. That alone there, that's like a red flag. Bling, bling. And I'm not hating on him because the brother could talk, but that's what we're into. We want to get fucking entertained. And that's the motherfuckers who trick you. You know what I'm saying? The pretty, nice looking, slick talkers. Even the females that look good and all that, those are, I mean, I grew up, in LA, we call them tricks because they always trying to trick someone. We'd be like, trick, shut up. It's just, dropping dimes on y'all. Give a brother a super chat. Give a brother a super chat, man. Give a brother a ruby. Come on. I'm truly sorry about that. I'm going through some. Hey, man, brother, we all going through some financial struggles. You act like you the only one. Right now, I'm trying to get back to work, man. But this is what I'm glad you said that. This is what AI is doing. You should invest in a customized site, and get your brand out there. Get a faceless website so people won't have time to be jealous of you. And then after that, in about 2-3 years, people will know your brand. Don't tell nobody what your website is. Don't brag. Stay low pro because people gonna go through shit in America. It's gonna be it's gonna be nasty. You know what I'm saying? Because AI is hugely disruptive. And make your bread. You'll make money because AI can't compete against online businesses. They could compete if you're an employee because you're working for someone that's greedy, they're corporate, and the people at top that you don't even see, they're like, God, I could save 500,000 a year if I just take all these jobs from these people. Man, fire them off. That's how they think. They don't care if you're white, black, whatever. But the black people get fired first. But the women, a lot of our sisters, they'll get fired first. You know what I'm saying? And then they go down the line and shit. They doing it with Amazon, UPS, all that shit, man. Yeah, man. Hello. If people would just be kind to each other. I wish so, but good point, Cooper. I wish people would, but that's just not the world. Yeah, man. I had a bad feeling about Dr. Umar myself. I can't believe he was out doing that. Man, it's a pastor this Sunday about to, talk about God and gonna be like, yo, I need tithes when they don't even pay taxes. If people want to give, that's fine. Don't lie and say God need to say, hey, I do want to set up programs, but also I'm spending my life force. And if you could just pay a tithe to the energy that I put into telling you about this book, I think that would be a lot more presentable than saying God needs it and all that lie. But you know what? If he did do it like that, people probably wouldn't give money. That's the fucked up part about it. You know what I'm saying? Before I get off, y'all, and you guys are gonna hate me, and I'm not gonna get no thumbs up. I may not even get a subscription, but I gotta say this. Okay. They say we burn in hell, but when we come out our bodies, we're light. A spirit is light. You know what I'm saying? The hottest thing in the universe is the sun. It's light illuminating out of it. And the light is never destroyed. When we come out our bodies, we leave our nerves and our brain behind. Our nerves make us feel things. Our brain make us put us in reality that we're there. So when we go down to hell, how are we gonna feel fire? I'm Jay Hadwin, brand ambassador of my brother's spot. Have a nice night, family. And I got nothing. I appreciate you. Thank you, Cooper. I'm gonna follow you and a thumbs up. Thank you. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, y'all. I'm sorry I turned you guys off with the godly thing, but on the reels, yo, we gotta wake up. It's a lot of people out here that be tricking people, and the Bible, they use the Bible to take over a lot of native lands. You got to really understand what's really going on, man. A lot of the chiefs and all that got into the Bible and all that was just they made a bad decision through fear. Yes, we supposed to be good to people on earth, all this stuff, but when the man started writing that concept of hell, that man knew that he could conquer other ethnicities without having to fight and war. Because if you believe in thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie, and then those other forces do all three of those things to you, and you like, no, people, we're gonna go to heaven later. Let's don't fight them. Let them take it. Let's don't lie. Let's be good. This is how they took the fucking land. Again, I'm Jay Hadwin, brand ambassador on my brother's spot. Please be careful, family, and stop letting your minds get poisoned through fear and following family members. All right, family. Peace.